How's it going, YouTube? We are back with another mock draft. Today we're going to be heading into the Sleeper app. We haven't done the Sleeper app in actually a while, but they've been recently updated it to where, before when Devontae Freeman and Antonio Brown were like second and third round picks, now it's all fixed out. They've fixed out those issues, which is perfect for us. So now we're able to do exactly what we want to do, and that is draft the teams that we want, get ready for our drafts. A lot of people are actually moving on to their drafts now, especially with the news of the preseason not existing anymore this year. So yeah, if you guys are already doing your drafts, let me know how your teams are in the comment section below. I could look at them for you if you want. But other than that, yep, we are going to head in here to the Sleeper app. We're going to do a 12-team mock draft. It's going to be 14 rounds, which is just one quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 2 flex, 5 bench slots, all to be drafted here on this draft. And we're just going to pick a random thing. Let's just what's a good spot? Let's go 9 spot. Let's go with the 9 spot. It's towards the end, but it's not too far out. So like I said, we're gonna get this started here, and we'll just talk about the picks, see how they go. Christian McCaffrey obviously first. Michael Thomas ends up going to Henry, and Saquon after that with Kamara, Cook, Zeke, and Josh Jacobs all filing after him. So this is a half PPR league, or at least half PPR mock draft. So here in the 9 spot, they want us to get Joe Mixon here. Now, personally, I know a lot of people are very, very, very high on Joe Mixon. I'm not that high on him. He still said he was going to hold out, and as far as I know, he hasn't changed his opinion yet. So I'm not too sure about Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb is not a bad option here. If you want to go running back first round, it's always best to do it. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but never go into the draft saying I need to take a running back first round. It's never going to always work out like that. So when you look at how the draft went and every team got a running back except for pick 2, I think I'm going to go with what pick 2 did and take a receiver. Now, who do I think is going to be the best receiver here? Probably DeAndre Hopkins, in my personal opinion. I think that he's going to have a great year with Kyler Murray. Who do I think has the biggest upside? Who do I think is going to do the most? It's probably going to be Tyreek Hill. It's really going to be between Tyreek Hill and Davante Adams here, and I think that I have to go with the surefire Davante Adams, knowing that he's going to get the most production. Hope that he doesn't get turf toe again, because that was a rough season to do last year. It's hard to put my trust back in him after what happened last year, but I'm going to do it, taking Davante Adams here and seeing what's going to fall back to us. So Mixon, Chubb go after with Tyreek Hill, Hopkins, and Julio. Aaron Jones also goes off the board, but that's okay because we already have a top receiver here in the game, and we're looking at a bunch of other ones in the face right now as well. So in the running back department, Kenyan Drake is here, Miles Sanders is here. Other than that, I really wouldn't be going for them too much. Think about Sanders, with no Brandon Brooks, it's going to be a little bit harder for him. I know they just signed Jason Peters back. Kenyan Drake has the opportunity to have a great year in Arizona. He did have a good year in Arizona last year. So his upside is very high. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take Austin Ekeler here. Just because I know his production last year was all year. I know what he's going to be able to do. And in a passing offense, in my opinion, especially a young offense, or even with a fill-in quarterback with Tyrod Taylor for a while, I think he's going to be able to get those dump-offs and stuff. Now, normally, I think Kenyan Drake would be the pick here, and I'm kind of trying to talk myself out of taking Kenyan Drake by saying Austin Ekeler. But I think that Kenyan Drake, as good as he was last year, I don't know if it's gonna stay grounded. I don't know how. This is more of an air raid offense, so I don't really know how much he is going to get. I'm taking Kenyan Drake. I keep trying to talk myself out of it and take Austin Ekeler because I did have Ekeler last year, but I'm going to take Kenyan Drake. Hope that the upside of him is worthy, as we see a run on all different types of colors on the board, which means different positions. Team 2 going with 3 receivers, Michael Thomas, Kenny Galladay, and Mike Evans. Kind of crazy, but looking at our team, we have a running back, we have a receiver. The top 2 tight ends, top 2 quarterbacks are off the board, so those aren't even the thoughts in our head. Now we look at what we can get here, and I think that we're going to have to go with probably another running back. As the next best receiver is A.J. Brown, but I think a lot of these guys, I could take any of these guys next round and still be happy with them being my number 2. But I do kind of still need a arguably number 1 running back, and that is easily going to be David Johnson for me. Just because the upside of him in Houston, I know he's getting up there in age. I hope that he's able to produce, but he's going to be getting target after target after target there. So yeah, only 2 receivers went after our pick here with A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. So we are going to go over to the receiver department, and I think we're going to go ahead and take either Calvin Ridley or Juju Smith. I think I'm going to go take Juju Smith-Schuster just because Big Ben's back. I think that that's a big help for Juju. I think he'll have a better year through that. If you guys are new to the channel and you do like these videos, of course, I love doing these mock drafts. I try and do them as short as possible, under like 10 minutes, because I do want you guys to be able to watch it and get on with your way. I don't want you guys to stay here for an hour hearing people talk about football. If you guys do want me to do that, I do those types of drafts with my friends. But if you are new, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. About 95% of you viewers are not subscribed, so it does help me out a lot. And, of course, like and subscribe to the video. Like and comment on the video if you do enjoy. If you don't like the video, just refresh the page, check it out again. Let me know what you think a second time. But I'm not going to think too much about this pick either. I need another receiver on my team, and Stephon Diggs is here. I love Terry McLaurin, but I don't know what's happening with Washington. I'm going to just stick with the safe bet and have the giant arm of Josh Allen throwing deep to Stephon Diggs. So we have 3 receivers. We have 2 running backs. That's what the setup is for this league. So right now we can pretty much go wherever we want. Tight end position, Gronk is the projected pick, which is I don't think he's going to be that high. So I'm not really going to focus there. Running back position, there's a couple good ones. I think I might be going with a running back here. Terry McLaurin almost came back to us. He would have been an automatic pick. But, Hollywood Brown is a very good pick this year because I think he could have a breakout year. But I think that we do have to take another a running back player because, here's the thing. Do we think Ronald Jones will make it back to us? That's really what I'd be okay with Ronald Jones. So I'd be okay with Sonny Michel or Tevin Coleman, too. I think that they're very, very slept on right now. As much as I like DeAndre Swift here, I think that going with a receiver here in Marquise Hollywood Brown is going to be the better pickup. Just for the simple fact that we know that he is going to get production. Lamar Jackson, the MVP, he's been working out pretty hard in the offseason. I believe in it. As we see a big run on running backs here. But as of right now, Ronald Jones is still on the board. He did just go there at the 7-6, and we are available here at the 7-8. So I'm going to be going with Tevin Coleman here. The Raheem Mostert stuff came out. We don't really know what's happening with Raheem Mostert, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Sonny Michel did just go as well, so I think that it's possible we go with a Jordan Howard here because our receivers are pretty stacked right now. I don't really think we need that. I would like insurance because we don't know what David Johnson's going to be or if he's going to be healthy, and we don't know if Kenyan Drake's going to be able to sustain his production that he did last year. So I'd rather get some help behind him. So getting Jordan Howard would definitely be big here because I think he is going to be the starter for Miami for pretty much the whole season. I think he's going to have a good year in Miami too, with them spending a lot of capital on that offensive line this year. Only a couple more rounds to go, about 5 more rounds. We still do need a quarterback. Now, I'm a very big advocate of taking quarterbacks late, but I'm going to take Daniel Jones here, personally, honestly biased, because I do love Daniel Jones. I think he's going to have a great fantasy season. I think people are kind of undervaluing the Giants as the offensive fantasy weapon because they do have a lot of offensive talent, especially if a pretty decent offensive line at this moment in time. It's just the injuries really plagued them last year, but definitely something to do. So right now, just looking at the roster, Daniel Jones, Kenyan Drake, and David Johnson at the running back position. We got Devontae Adams, Juju Smith, and Stephon Diggs at receiver. We don't have a tight end yet, but we do have Hollywood Brown and Tevin Coleman holding down our flexes. I think that this is a very good team at the moment, and we'll see what else we can do here. So we do need a tight end. Looking there, Jared Cook's up there. Austin Hooper, Hayden Hurst are there as well. I think I'm okay waiting one more round on one. I'd rather take some depth or at least somebody with a lot of upside. I think that in doing that, I'm going to go for a receiver, I believe, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want because Henry Ruggs has the upside, obviously, but I'm not sold on Henry Ruggs. Don't want to take John Brown and double up on Bills receivers. Giants receiver and Sterling Shepard would be a stack, which is awesome. Sammy Watkins, I don't really believe in too much. Harry would be kind of cool. I think I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard here just for the stack with Daniel Jones. Hopefully he comes back from being hurt a lot of the season last year and just has another good year. We do see a couple tight ends go off the board here in Hayden Hurst, Jared Cook, and Austin Hooper. As we keep waiting around, we'll see if any more of these tight ends go off the board. Maybe here at the 10 or the 11-5, they pass up on one, and then I think these other teams will pass up on them as well. So we're going to be able to go to the tight end thing and kind of get our pick of the litter here. I'm not really a big fan of Dallas Goedert, especially because Ertz is still there. We still have Mike Gesicki. I'm not a big fan of him. I think Hawkinson's going to be our guy. I do like Jarwin, Ebron, and Jonnu Smith a lot, though. So I think I can wait. Especially the other thing, too, here, Greg Olsen in Seattle is a very underrated signing. So I think we're going to wait one more round, and we're going to go ahead and take Antonio Gibson here. Possibly could be the starting running back for the Washington football team when they end up starting the season. So I think that's going to be kind of cool to do. Boston Scott goes off the board, a guy who I was looking at. So here we're going to take a tight end, and I'm going to take T.J. Hawkinson. If Matt Stafford's there, I'm excited for T.J. Hawkinson because last year, he had to deal with a lot of bad quarterback play. He wasn't really able to be what he was picked at, pick 10, pick 8, whatever it was. I think it was pick 8. And he has the ability. I know that. So it's really just a matter of can he get the production. I think he can. Now that we're here, Mike Gesicki's still on the board, and why not? Let's take Mike Gesicki. He had a decent season last year. He kind of picked it up towards the end. So I don't know. I was big I was big on Gesicki out of college, but he really hasn't shown me much. So a lot of people are thinking this is gonna be his breakout year. Let's go ahead and double up on tight ends back to back and see what we can get. And then of course this is gonna be our last pick of the draft. We can do a lot of things here: running back, receiver, another quarterback even. I think I'm going to go receiver, and I'm going to go with just a guy who has always produced and get Larry Legend. Worst comes to worst, he's going to get you some PPR points on a filler week. But that is going to be our team there, and we're going to be able to go look at that in just a moment now. So our draft is completely finished. I'm going to move my camera over to the side over here, and we are going to see here. So obviously at quarterback position, we have Daniel Jones. I think is a very solid quarterback to have. There's a lot of quarterbacks in free agency right now, too, that we could go and pick up if somebody's not doing too well. But we have Daniel Jones at the quarterback position. We have Kenyan Drake and David Johnson both holding down the running backs position. At the receiver, Devontae Adams, Juju, and Diggs. Love that receiver stack. If I'm facing this team, I'd be terrified of the receivers. Hawkinson at the tight end position, which, isn't the most terrifying, but it's going to get us some decent production at the tight end position. Has the upside of being very, very good, though, especially with Stafford. We have Hollywood Brown and Tevin Coleman currently in our flex, but we could throw in any one of these fine gentlemen after, which is Jordan Howard, Sterling Shepard, Antonio Gibson, Gesicki, and Fitzgerald. So, is this the best team I've ever drafted? No, not in the slightest, but I do like what the team does. What's good about this team and what's bad about this team. Simply, what I think is good is, you have the depth at each position. So if David Johnson doesn't pan out in Houston, it's okay. We have Tevin Coleman, who's got some upside. We have Jordan Howard, who's got some upside. Gibson hopefully can hold that down, or we can make a trade with somebody because we have the depth at the receiver position, as well as we have very good receivers. Devontae Adams, Juju, and Diggs really are never going to have to come out. So that leaves Hollywood Brown and Sterling Shepard, Fitzgerald, all fighting for that flex spot per week on a weekly basis. So I think that this team is very balanced, very good. I'd be happy with this if I was a 12-man team. I don't know if it's a championship contender, but I think it is very, very good, and I think that it could be a championship contender. It just a lot of players would have to hit their upsides, but what do you guys think about the draft? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you do like it, do you not like it? What would you change about it? What would you do differently? Was there a pick that, maybe instead of David Johnson, you wanted a Le'Veon Bell here, or maybe instead of Juju, I should have taken a Allen Robinson or something? Let me know what you think about those in the comment section below. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on this video. If you didn't, just refresh the page, check it out again. Let me know what you think the second time. And without further ado, that is going to be for me. I know I'm speaking a lot faster, but be on the lookout for a lot more of these fantasy football videos. I have other videos I've been sitting on. I've been talking about this. There's just stuff going on in life right now that I got to finish figuring out, and then once that's all set up and everything, I'll be good. But like I said, if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, refresh the page, check it out again. Let me know what you think the second time. And without further ado, YouTube, see you guys later.